I just want to address, because you're probably, we're into the podcast at this point, I'm going to imagine, the way that you edit things. Like we're probably in it. So I just have
that
to
on the last
address
one?
that yeah, you went for a pee and I made the mistake of talking.
All right, what
But
are you
if the
addressing?
audio quality is a little bit weird on this episode on my end,
Yeah.
it's because I'm in a brand new room in the house. My roommate Jane Sandin, friend of the pod. Hi, Jane.
I did.
She moved out. She moved all the way back to Vancouver, and
Yeah.
I took the opportunity to move into her room. But I went off to Halifax before I did that, so I had like a day where I just like literally tossed everything up the stairs and then jumped on a flight. And I've come back, and there's no way to unpack. There's no way to like move. It's to just throw stuff willy-nilly. There's a reason people label boxes and they put stuff in there, so the unpack is eased. I don't know where anything is.
All right,
I'm gonna say it. It's fucked.
So welcome to the podcast. This
I have
time
no
is different.
carpet.
This time is different because half the audio is going to be really bad.
This time, it's different. With Peter and Chris. This time, it's different.
It has been a little hectic. Now I'm back. I'm back from Halifax doing this hour as 22 minutes. I wouldn't say that I got fired, but they are still doing the season, and I'm not there anymore.
I wouldn't say that I got fired, but
I'm still writing for the show.
Yeah.
But I'm no longer on the television portion of it. So it's not fired. It's that they didn't budget for me to be there anymore, and they simply couldn't find it.
They couldn't find it in the budget. So
They couldn't find it in the budget, as if they had never, planned to have me. So it's not fired. It's just, it's different. It's different than that.
it's sort of like it's planned obsolescence. They're like, Chris ran out.
Yes,
Chris
I'm on
ran
the
out.
iPhone 13. Just
Yeah.
like, oh shoot, we got to get a new white. We got to get a new white guy.
Our Chris trial ran out.
Yeah.
Do you want to
So I'm
renew?
back.
No, that's okay.
Yeah, we're okay. We'll get a
That's
new.
fine.
We'll get a different one.
Okay, well here's what I'm going to add to that then. I am going to re-up on my regular Chris subscription, and I'm going to the opposite of fire you. I'm going to fucking right?
Oh my gosh.
You're
Even
on.
though, here's another thing that I have to preface for this episode.
Oh god.
We intended to have a guest, but I booked the guest, and you straight up said, I can't record on Tuesday.
Oh
And
yeah.
I said to the guest, let's record on Tuesday. It's perfect for Peter. He loves it. And that obviously couldn't work because it didn't work for you. And then, today didn't work for him.
So
this is like an
also-
episode of Smartless podcast if,
Yeah.
Will Arnett didn't book a guest at all.
Well, also there was a guest who is currently downstairs in your building snoring. So there was going to be another guest, and we could cut to them occasionally. Like what I was thinking is we could give them like a spot in the podcast, like where if they wanted to send in some footage, we could just like include it or something.
Oh, yeah, that could be cool. Yeah.
Yeah. So
But, like, he's having I wouldn't count on that either, because this goes out, like, tomorrow, right?
Yeah.
And this is, we asked him to be on the pod. It's a room. I live with him. He'll be on the podcast, Roger Bainbridge. You'll know him when you see him.
whoa, named and shamed. Because
He's my
we're
roommate,
talking,
and I could
Yeah.
literally hear him snoring right now. So
yeah, but it's like
I know that
it's
he's not
5
showing
o'clock
up.
over there. So you've named and shamed him, and we're aware that it's 5 p.m. when we're recording.
5:13. It's into the PMs. It's well into evening.
Are you a night out? Like, do you have a lot of sleeper inners in your circle there in Toronto, like the comedy world? Is there a lot of
would
5
say
p.m.
that-
sleepers?
Nobody sleeps quite like he does, but nobody stays up quite like he does either. Like last night, I go to bed around 2. I had to work in the morning. I went to bed at 2. That's what it's a work
Yeah.
night. But he was starting a movie, when I was going to bed, like a big one. So, that's 5. That's 5 a.m. at least, right? So
You're piling it into bed. You're like, oh, it's 2 a.m. I better go to sleep. That's a decent late
I'm gonna
night
crack
person.
into the pirated version of Dune. Here we go.
It's like time to start Dune.
I'm gonna wait for the download.
First of
we're gonna
all,
start
wait.
this 3-hour movie.
I had to wait for the seeds. There were no good seeds.
Have you
Now
seen
that
the
I've got
movie
it.
Dune?
Oh, dude. Ask
Oh,
me.
dude.
Oh, dude.
Oh, dude. I liked that.
I have seen it twice.
You've
now.
seen it twice.
I've seen it twice in VIP. I wanted an IMAX, but it ran out. It's out of IMAX. Are you checking in with the webcam right now?
Yeah. I'm like, wow. Making eye contact with you. Holy. Yeah, so you saw it in IMAX.
No, I didn't. I tried to see it in IMAX VIP. Look, this part of the story is not interesting. We can't use this.
You
this
haven't
isn't
seen
good podcast
it
material.
In IMAX?
No.
Do you even know that it was shot in IMAX?
Yeah, I've heard rumors that it was shot in IMAX, but to go to IMAX in a Vancouver area, you have to go to like 2 other towns. You have to go to you're looking at like a 50-minute drive, and then you gotta find parking, whatever. But
yeah. I'm so
and I
sorry.
guess
That's
it's
the
worth
reason I moved away. That's it. I started looking for the IMAX. I started driving, and then I couldn't find it. So I kept on driving. Never
you kept on
stopped.
driving, you end up in Toronto. Wait, so was that what would get you back? And again, I'm not trying to get you back to Vancouver, but if we had an IMAX, you'd be like, well, maybe.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I love IMAX. I love it. There's one in Toronto that I don't. They happen in other places too. They say they're IMAX, and you go in, and you're like, this isn't IMAX. This is a big screen, but it's not like, when you go on field trips to like the Omnimax and in Science World or something like that, and it's just like vast and around you. I'm like, that is IMAX.
It feels like there should be some way to be like to report them and be like, that's not you can't just say it's
That's
IMAX.
not IMAX.
Like,
That's not IMAX.
what do you call that? That's champagne problems. That's the height of like a problem that doesn't really matter. But not to build
champagne problem is when
Yeah.
you're pushing on the champagne and you're like, ooh, oh no, ooh, it's gonna pop, and then it all comes out.
And then the slickness makes you drop the bottle and then it shatters.
And then
That's a
it
champagne
shatters.
problem.
Yeah, that's a champagne problem. And you're too rich, and you just get another one.
Yeah. That's a champagne concern at that point.
Yeah.
Speaking of champagne problems, House Atreides, am I right?
Oh,
One of their big problems was they inherited a whole planet.
I gotta tell you, when I'm watching a show like that, a movie like that, and there's treaty talks and stuff, I phase right out. I didn't really know what was happening, but then I was like, it took me a little bit, because the first half of the movie is takes a second to get rolling.
Yeah.
And the thing that I also about the movie, and I guess we could talk freely because this is a book that's been out. Like,
This is literally our podcast. We're allowed to talk.
but we don't have to worry
freely.
about spoilers because this is
I don't think so.
This is an old ass book.
And I think the people that
George
have time,
Lucas read and
the
went,
George,
I got an idea.
I'll make that slightly less political. I think that the people that have time to watch this time is different. Certainly have Dune time.
Oh yeah, they've gone to Dune. Our fan base goes to Dune. Okay, what was I gonna say? Oh yeah, Duncan,
Fall
Idaho.
asleep. Yeah. Yeah.
Very fun name, but just so strange. Sticks out like a sore thumb, obviously.
Yeah.
But even at the beginning, he's like, "Can I come with you, Duncan, Idaho?" Like, what's his name? Peter Dune or whatever. Little Peter Dune.
Okay.
is his name?
Okay. Just for the record, his name is Paul, but I want to forever just refer to him as Little Peter Dune from now
Little
on.
Peter Dune from here
Little
on
Peter
out.
Dune.
Little Peter Dune's like, "Can I come with you, Duncan, Idaho?" And he's like, "If I'm there, I had a dream. If I'm there and you won't die. And he's like, whatever. I'll see you in 2 weeks. And then they cut to 2 weeks, and Duncan Idaho's like, it was awesome. It was the best. I nearly died. And I'm like, you don't think we would have wanted to see that? Maybe could have made it a little more exciting.
we had to see, Chris. We couldn't see that. We had to see the Gom Jabbar.
Now the Gom Jabbar is
I think I said that right.
Skarsgård? Is that the guy?
It was the needle to the neck part.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, right. We got to see that.
That's a great part. That's true.
I
But
kind of
maybe
feel
cut back
like
and forth, do a split screen or something.
yeah. Maybe
We
you
only
watched
really
it.
got one Momoa fight scene.
Maybe you watched it at a really bad theater, like really, really bad theater. Yeah, no, we got one Momoa fight scene that was like pretty decent, and it's also exactly little Peter Dune did predict his death, but he's like, somehow if I'm there, you won't die. It's like, well, he was wrong. He was there, and the guy, he for sure died.
Yeah. He's
So
dead.
yeah, it didn't work. Yeah, it is wild to like, because I saw that what's his noodle? Who's the guy? Drax, the guy that plays Drax, and in this movie he's like a Harkonnen.
Oh, like the
warrior.
actor? Dave Bautista.
Dave Bautista. So I see this article where Dave Bautista is like, man, this role was such a good role for me. Like, it was a really like a very intense role for me and a great break from playing Drax in Guardians of the Galaxy. Yeah. And I'm watching the movie and I'm like, dude, you had like 3 days on set. Probably.
Yeah, this is Drax as well. Like,
yeah,
this guy doesn't really talk. Drax didn't really talk.
yeah.
Also, halfway through the movie, I swear to God, he died. Like, I thought that he got killed and thrown out of a plane, and then he just comes back.
No, the guy you're thinking of is like a Harkonnen warrior who looks like a microwaved version of him, like he's puffier, and he and that guy couldn't hear. He was deaf, and that was high stakes because you couldn't use the voice to control him. That was not Dave Bautista though. That was some guy who's now
force.
dead.
He couldn't use the force.
Couldn't use the voice force. Yeah.
I
So
like
have you?
how, like,
Did
if
you
there's
see
a
the
master
original?
class, if there's a master class of George Lucas, like, how do you think of ideas? He'd be like, well, then, they say to write what you know, but I just write what I read. Yeah, I read something and then I write that. And that's
You have it out for George Lucas right now. You're going
I had no
knives out
idea.
right
I guess
now.
this is common knowledge. And it was before that Star Wars was basically point for point the major plot points of Dune. He just sort of took it all.
I think,
But-
yeah.
I didn't know that.
I think he tried to like make, I don't know what he was doing with the 3 sequels where he finally directed, because like they were out of control and they were super political, all kinds of treaty talk.
Yeah.
But like, whoever helped him make the first 3 definitely made them much more fun, even than Dune. They were just like, what about just laser fights and let's go?
What about instead of swords, there's laser swords? There's something I read about, like, lightsaber. They talk about sabers in Dune a lot.
Yeah.
And like they're all like actually like curved blades, like a saber would be. But then a lightsaber isn't curved at all.
Yeah.
So you're like, you're just so set on calling them sabers.
Chris Wilson over here in the movie theater, just like, they're actually light broadswords.
Yeah. Yeah, that's where that's where I draw the line.
What is a short sword? What's that short Roman sword? I'm gonna look it up. It's like it's not a rapier, which is it's a gladius.
Saying that word is like, it's like walking a tightrope.
I'm allowed to say rapier.
I know, but like,
I'm sorry.
It feels like, I know it's a fine word, but it's
Chris, I wouldn't
also
go that far.
It's not a fine word.
It's not a fine word. It's not a wonderful word.
It makes you bristle. Ooh,
Yeah, it does make
rapier. Ooh, it's even tough to say. It's even tough to say.
It's not that hard. I get it. Have you seen Chris? Did you see the David Lynch Dune, the old from the 80s Dune?
I've since seen clips of it, and I can't wait to watch it now. It looks bad shit.
It is out of control. It is very bad shit. They make some really bad choices and then some really cool choices. And I thought that I forget the gross guy's name, the Harkonnen guy who's like bathing in oil and stuff.
Basically, Jabba the Hutt.
Yeah, actually, that's a good point.
Or the
That was just
Emperor.
Jabba the Hutt. Yeah,
He's
that
them
was just
both
Jabba the
mixed.
Hutt.
Yeah.
There's also spice mines in Star Wars, isn't there? They talk about spice all the time in Star Wars. You're right. He stole it. What a thief. But anyway.
Do you think that you could explain... Oh, you were in the middle of something.
Well, I was just gonna say, watch the Lynch scenes with the Harkonnen guy, because I think they did him better in the Lynch movie. Like, it was like he's disgusting in that movie.
He has like bubbly face.
Yeah. He's got a bubbly face, and he's always just like burping and eating and then floating around. He's like a Veruca Salt. He's just like super chunky,
Right,
and just floating around.
That's definitely the clip that I saw.
Oh, okay.
Him talking and then floating and looking disgusting.
Okay, well, I cut you off. You were gonna ask me something, but I don't know. I cut you off.
I think it was about David Lynch, and you might have just already answered it. I don't know. How about this? This for a challenge. If somebody asked you to explain Dune, but you aren't allowed to say the word sand, or spice, or worms. Do you think you could do it?
I think I can do it. Okay, try to pretend you have no idea.
Okay, yeah, explain Dune.
Okay, do you want to see Dune with me this weekend?
Yeah, what's it about?
Okay, so you know sandworms? Fuck. Beep. Fuck.
Yeah. So what's Dune about?
Okay, Dune is about a space Scottish family who gets colonial control of like a Africa type situation, like a colony.
Okay.
And they have to go there and mine
What?
really important desert dust.
Yeah.
And it's super valuable, and it helps.
What is the desert dust like? What do they pull it from?
Extractors. Now, if you let me continue,
Yeah.
it's super important for space travel. So it's like so important. In fact, in some movies they call. Never mind. It's super important, and it's like diamonds basically. It's like oil. It's oil. It's space oil. It's space oil.
Good. Cool. Okay.
It's just space oil.
Right.
This is actually just space, like Middle East, essentially. And it's about colonialism and how bad it is, obviously. But then the new colonial power is like, but we promise to be good, which is kind of like America and England, what kind of they thought they were doing. I'm getting away from myself here, but anyway.
Are there any monsters in it or anything?
Oh, is there monsters?
Yeah, I want to see
what
monster.
What a great question. Listen, what do you know the movie? What's it called? Grounders? No, what's the movie I'm thinking of?
Oh, Tremors.
Tremors. You know the movie Tremors?
Yeah, the worms.
Don't. Yeah. It's got Tremors aliens. It's got Tremors aliens in it.
Right.
But the Tremors aliens are super big in this one. We're talking 3-4 stories tall. Yeah, on their sides. Like not like if you pulled it straight and then stood it up. But like the thickness. It's like a real thick boy. They're real thick boy Tremors
Thick
monsters.
boys. I'm gonna call worms thick boys from now on.
Yeah, Little Peter Dune and Thick Boys.
Oh man, did you ever think that? I remember the Kevin Bacon movie, obviously. Tremors, but
Who doesn't?
Straight up thought that was Dune for a long time.
So you read articles?
Yeah.
You read articles about how like Dune was thought to be unfilmable and like oh, and then there's this guy Jorodowski who was going to make Dune, and Salvador Dali was going to be the inspiration for it. And then you were like, what, for that Kevin Bacon movie?
Yeah.
And you're like, that didn't seem that hard to make.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Tremors was pretty fun, though. I liked that. It was a good movie.
Yeah, it's like the equivalent of like the childhood game, like don't step on the ground. Like the floor is hot lava.
Floor is lava. Yeah. Now, Chris, I'm not trying to be rude or anything. I just, as a friend, I'm just going to let you know. I don't know if you need to say hot lava. You can just say the floor.
Because cold lava is no longer lava.
Yeah,
it
you just
is
say,
now.
it's like rocks.
Pavement?
You don't say
Lava
pavement.
rock?
It's
A
not
lava
pavement.
rock.
Yeah, lava rock.
Sure. Magma. Lava is magma. No?
Okay, here's the thing though. If you were
class
like,
for a sec.
what? Sorry.
So let's go back to geography class for a sec. Magma is still bubbling lava. And isn't lava then magma that is on the move?
I think you're right. Here's my guess. Here's my follow-up geology guess.
Okay.
Magma is like underneath still.
That's it.
And then lava is like all up top.
It's above the ground. Magma.
Yeah. But if you say to me, Peter, watch out, there's lava there, I'm not going to go, what temperature? I'm just going to be like, he probably means the hot ones. He probably means the stuff I'll die in for sure.
Right. Bit redundant. I see.
I hear that it gets really sharp when it cools down, though. Apparently it goes from hot to sharp.
Hot to sharp.
Because it doesn't cool. I don't think it cools down. Like sometimes it cools down like a pool, and then it's just like pavement. And I'm really bad at geology.
Yes.
But like,
yes.
if you look at the Hawaii stuff, like it's rolling, and like as it rolls, it starts to cool down. So it's all these like little jagged pieces that it leaves everywhere, and it's like super not enjoyable to roll around in.
Right.
At any temperature. At that. So I guess.
Yeah, it doesn't sound like any fun at all.
So I guess if I was about to step in lava and you were like, Peter, watch out, lava, I would turn around. I'd be like, sharp or hot? Sharp or hot?
I need to know. One of them's better than the other. I've decided.
That would be kind of a funny scene. This is a very good Peter and Chris scene because it's both of us just complaining. But it would be like, sharp or hot? And then you'd be like, why do you need to know? I'm like, well, I have different ways of saving myself. I need to know which one to do.
If it's hot, my reaction will be ouch, ouch, ouch.
Yeah.
If it's sharp, I'll go oof, oof, oof.
Oof, oof.
So which one? I need to know for my reaction.
Do I need Band-Aids, Chris, or do I need creams?
This is why we need to communicate more. I need to know what kind of first aid supplies I'm about to use.
Please, you have to tell me. Sharp or hot?
Fuck, I mean, hell, that's it. And then what we would do, now that we've riffed that beautiful little scene nugget, we would write an entire play around that exchange. That's sort of how we work.
Yeah, and the first few performances of it would be solid 3 stars. But what they would laugh at, we would then expand, and what they did not laugh at, we'd fully cut. Who cares about the plot? It would just be removed.
What genre should we do? I mean, well, we came up with that awesome lava sharp riff. Well, then I guess I don't know. It's archaeologists.
You know what would be a fun show we should write?
Yes.
Like a Jurassic Park kind of a thing, or like a jungly adventure, you know what I mean? Like
yes.
a little bit of a Tintin.
Like an action adventure, an Indiana Jones, that would be good. That would be fun. I smell a hit.
Do you think we're going to write
to a fringe 2030, once we feel like it again.
Yeah, exactly.
Years.
Well, I was even thinking about that with Dune, right? Like Dune Part 2 is going to come out in 2023.
Yeah.
And that's fast for a movie, so it's probably going to get delayed to like 2024. And that's a long time from now. Like I might have like a 2-year-old child.
You could.
I'll be a
Is
different
that your
human
way of
being.
dropping the news? Let's do the backwards math. Is that you dropping? Is that? Oh my God! Is this episode actually fucking huge?
Julie and I are expecting a baby in like a year and a half.
I see. So you're currently trying to have a baby. I gotcha. We're expecting one. That's a funny way to put it.
I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna probably call my mom and do that and try that joke on her. She's gonna be pissed. She will hate that.
Because she's like the type of mom who's like, "Where are my grandkids?
As soon as
you give me grandkids right now."
If you go to a mom and you're like, we're expecting, like, you're screwed. You're dealing with tears at that point. You're dealing with like hysteria, just screaming. And then you've got to try to land a joke in that chaos. You got to be like, in 14 months.
It's like that joke that when we would used to get asked to host weddings a lot before, when people had them before the pandemic.
Yeah.
I think we've hosted like 3 weddings together, maybe.
Yeah.
I think
we're very good at it.
Yeah. We've just got something. We've got an it factor there.
It's gonna be a real bummer that we're 60 years old and that's gonna be our main source of income.
Our main claim to fame. We were like, these two were the best wedding MCs the world's ever seen. The way they would go back and forth and make it about them,
Really take the pressure off the bride and the groom and the partners.
Oh yeah,
really
but
just
joke,
really lower it.
Right?
Yeah.
Finish the joke. It was we already know. We see it coming from a mile away, but it'd be like, thank you so much. We're so honored that Jamie and Riel have asked us to let out this news that they are expecting. That's right. They're expecting you to have a really good time tonight. Woo! We're ready to have a good time. And all the in-laws.
Yeah.
I feel like I've told this on the pod before.
There are definitely some grandmas that are like, oh, we don't think you're very good at wedding emceeing.
Oh, yes. Oh, we are not for them.
Yeah, not for them. But okay, can I just say something positive? Here's like a little, like a nice little compliment that I want to pay you.
Of course, I'm ready to receive it. Wait,
Okay,
one
good.
moment,
Get
actually.
ready.
One moment.
Yeah.
Quite braced.
Okay, are you
Could be a
braced?
really good one, and then
I think it's
I
gonna
gotta
be
make
good.
sure that my chair is sturdy because I don't want to fall.
I'm gonna be honest
backwards.
with you. It's a kind of a vulnerable compliment. It's pretty good.
Oh my goodness. Okay, I'm just gonna take a little sip of coffee here.
Okay, let me know when you're done your coffee. I mean, I can see it. I can see that you've got the coffee.
Okay, and I'm prepared for this compliment.
Okay. I said that we're going to be 60 years old. We're not going to have made it because, like we said, the podcast, it's not going great. So, so we haven't made anything with our lives. So we're going to be 60, and we're going to be like co-hosting like little like theater awards shows and like little like evenings, like Christmas shows and stuff, like little cabarets. Mm-hmm. That's going to be our thing that we do.
Yeah.
And I said that, I made that comment, made that joke, and then I was thinking like, you know what? Kind of looking forward to that. I'm looking forward to getting old with you.
Whoa!
I don't know.
Holy moly!
Well, I don't know. Like, we're probably not gonna
What is this? The wedding singer? What is this? The ending song of the wedding singer? I want to grow old with you, sung by Adam Sandler.
All right, somebody's joking his way out of the vulnerable compliment.
That's a
I don't know. Like,
that's a really beautiful compliment.
We're not gonna stop being friends at some point.
No, gosh,
we're probably just gonna get old.
Yeah, and we'll be lucky. We'll be lucky to get old.
It'll be so weird to like hang out with like you and Rodrigo, like go to a coffee shop, but we're all 70.
I was having that thought the other day, like trying to picture yourself doing what you're doing, but being way older. So I remember my mom always saying like, you don't feel you feel like the same person. So you're being the same person.
Yeah.
But now like 20 years from now, like how you'd look to other people. Like
I imagine like Mrs. Wilson, Miss Susie Wilson, probably goes to fewer raves now. But she
like karaoke's back, right? So I've always
yeah.
liked doing that. So I went to karaoke on Sunday, but then I thought like, if you don't want to just become one of those karaoke people, like a 65-year-old man there alone to sing Neil Diamond, if you just have his little time, then you gotta stop doing karaoke before that. And where's the line? And am I at it?
I don't know if you're at it yet, but like 40-year-olds already get looked at sideways at events, at various events. Like sports is the only thing they can really go to. But also, like, if you want to be 60 and you don't want to be alone doing karaoke or doing any of these things, because I think a group of 60-year-olds doing karaoke is pretty adorable. That's cute.
Oh,
again,
yeah.
60 is not even that old.
But like this guy that I'm, was referring to, we were at like it's like a more of a dive bar. Yeah. He was kind of like, like old man drunk, like a 65-year-old that's like had too many. And it just sort of it just has a look to it and a feel to it. Yeah. And you're like, ugh. And he's having a great time. And I don't want to take that away from him because he was there with the group. But he was being like a little too like sexy with his moves up there. And his stance was so like wide. But I'm like, I mean, he's being more interesting than anybody else. Like, he's performing better than everybody.
And he's seen more. He's probably seen more than we have.
Remembered him.
Yeah, exactly. He's memorable. Well, okay, what I was trying to say was if it needs to be less creepy, you need a group of people. Yeah. And to do that, what we have to start doing now is making sure our friends don't die too early.
It's a great little campaign to try and
right, because we're not making more friends. These are the friends we have.
God, this is it. Yeah. There's a reason when you're like, oh my God, I've been friends with Peter for 17 years, maybe more.
Decades.
And you're like, yeah. Of course. Well, why wouldn't you be? If you made a friend, you keep that friend.
Yeah.
You're not going to get any.
Grow old. You're not getting more friends. We don't make friends in our 30s. We now have the group we're going to have. We have it, and it's just like, whose funeral do you go to before it's yours? You know what I mean?
God.
But
jeez.
I guess I'm saying let's stay healthy. You know what it is? 40, I think. 50 is maybe like your karaoke solo adventure cutoff. 40, maybe earlier, I don't know. But 40 should be like, maybe don't drink so much.
Yeah.
Right?
There's something that happened to me last night, or all this year, basically. I was like, when people ask, how old are you? I've been saying 37, like, for like, I've just been saying, and I don't know why. Because I think that I was. But then last night someone was like, do the math. No, you're 36. And I thought I was turning 38 next year. And I was starting to get sad. I'm turning 37 next year. And I felt like I gained a full year of my life. I feel incredible.
Wait,
I'm only 36.
Wait, does that mean aren't I a year older than you? Aren't I turning 30? Am I turning 38?
We're the same. We were both born in 1985.
Oh,
I'm
yeah,
older than you as well. Don't ever forget it. Okay?
Yeah, you're old. You're old, dude.
Your birthday, let's see how good friends we actually are. Your birthday is August 24th. When's mine?
I hate this game. I fucking hate this game. May 23rd.
Oh my God, you're off by a month and several days.
I hate this game so bad. Julie keeps grilling me to remember her birthday.
By the end of this episode, you better have said my birthday, or you know what?
Oh my God,
friends off. I can't even get new friends, but I'm willing to let this one go.
Yeah, you're. Oh, that's funny. Okay, it's funny, but I do feel actually bad right now, and I'm begging my phone to tell me when your birthday is.
Because you haven't done yourself any favors of remembering my birthday either, because your recurring joke is to text my mom to get her to say happy birthday for you.
Yeah,
you're like, hey, say happy birthday to Chris for me. It's a very
such a
funny
good joke.
yeah.
Can I say though that your mom says does not like it anymore because I tried it
Yeah, I
this
think
year.
she put her foot down.
I tried it this year and she's like, I'm not doing that. That's like not appropriate or something. And then I felt bad. I got in trouble. And I was like, no,
Did you?
I got scolded. I did get legitimately scolded. And I was like, no, it's a fun bit. It's like a funny joke.
It's where I pretend to forget my best friend's birthday. It's funny. It's funny. My dear friend of 17 years. It's funny.
Yeah, but oh God. Okay, a B-Day.
I've given you a
B-Day.
hint. I said you were off by a month and several days. So
I know.
go in one direction and see what's in your calendar.
It wasn't working. April 27th.
Oh my gosh. Well, thanks for joining us today on the podcast, everyone. It was a great episode. We were just, we had it was a nice little arc there, I thought. We almost broke up, and then we got back together like a classic.
Just like
Peter
all
and
of our
Chris show.
live shows. Yeah. Chris, real quick.
Yeah.
Are you actually a little bit upset that I don't know your birthday off by heart?
I don't give a shit. No, I don't give a shit. I just remember your birthday for the reason that I'm a better
why?
friend than you. I'm a better friend.
No.
Why do you remember? That's fucked. No, I just remember
that's the
people's
creepy
birthdays.
thing. It's creepier, I think, to
generally-
remember birthdays.
No, they're easy. You just
No, but
associate the
it's
time of
pervy.
year that you've celebrated that person. You remember, you think, you're like, oh yeah, I've been to a party in the summer for Peter. Oh yeah, it's often over top of Edmonton Fringe and often at the tail end of Edmonton Fringe. And then I go, oh yeah, August 23rd? No, 24th. Boom. That's how you do it.
Okay, I like this, but here's my defense.
Mm-hmm.
You said something really good there, which is like you try to remember the last time you celebrated, that person.
Mm-hmm.
And so the reason I don't know your birthday is because I celebrate you every day, dude.
Nice.
Every day is your birthday as far as I'm concerned.
Oh, that's pretty good. I mean, there you go. That was worth it. Every missed birthday text, every non-birthday present. We don't really get each other presents.
We're not
and that's
birthday
fine.
friends.
That's fine.
Yeah. Or are we supposed to be birthday friends?
I think we're not birthday friends because we're such good friends that we give that gift to each other of not having to fucking buy something.
friendship.
Jesus.
No. Here's the gift
Well, I'm just
give-
gonna go
yeah.
on Amazon and type in your address and send you like fucking toilet paper or something. Do you want that?
That's a good gift. I like that. I have a specific type of toilet paper that I want, though, so I'd have to tell you.
Charmin.
I can't remember what it's called, but it's like it's not super soft. I don't like. It's got like little.
Oh, you're a fucking masochist. What do you mean you don't want the super soft stuff?
Yeah, I'm not a
It's
fucking trick,
bristly.
dude.
I steal it from construction site outhouses. It's awesome. It's like
No.
cardboard.
Listen, it's not thin and it's ribbed for my pleasure. It's like I don't like touching like soft papery stuff. And obviously I don't want the thin construction stuff because I don't want to poke my own butthole through my
Oh yeah,
through
no,
the
that
toilet
stuff you need the double ply. That's a no-brainer.
I want to say
Triple
Purell, but that's not a brand of toilet paper.
You
Is it?
just Purell your asshole. Just like it's the hand sanitizer. And that would probably sting.
It would probably do a good job. I think it would get too dry.
yeah.
The alcohol.
Oh,
would,
it would
like,
dry your ass out.
it would cause some crackage. Yeah. Well, and if that's one thing I've always known, like that one good piece of Chris advice, it's like always keep a wet asshole. It's a thing you say. You say it all the time, dude.
I do say it. I want that asshole nice and wet. It's better
Don't
for
say
walking.
that.
There's no friction.
Don't say that.
There's a very vivid image of and you've been quoted. This is your quote. and I think about it too much. We were in Florida.
I think I know what you're
doing
gonna
the Fringe
say.
in Florida, and we've been like walking around, and like it's swampy in Florida, and like we went to the alligator like zoo or whatever to look at captive alligators. But you said like, oh man, my ass is so swampy right now. I took a wipe of that thing, pulled some gators out of there. It was swampy. And it's just such a vivid, gross image of you pulling little gators out of your butt.
What's
I've
funny
never
about that is-
forgotten it. It's been years.
I would have for sure forgotten about saying that, except that you've reminded me like every couple of years. You're like, remember that time?
Just pull gators out of there. It's one of those things, yeah, it's like you don't unhear it and then you don't unsee the image that you presented to yourself. It's
You
just
created
like,
an image for it.
pulling, and it's not a big gator, it's like this little gator. And you're holding it by the tail and you just sort of toss it aside.
I also imagine their legs are just like wriggling.
Oh yeah,
it's like,
it's
let
not
me
happy.
go.
It's very much alive.
Yeah, okay. So here's how I would describe Dune to you. The opposite of that. It's the opposite of that butthole.
I got it. Yeah. Perfect. And you didn't say sand.
Yeah.
But I thought sand.
Hey, Chris. Mm-hmm. Do you think little Peter Dune is happy?
I think that little Peter Dune,
He's
if
on
I'm
this
taking
right path.
guesses at, what's going to happen for little Peter Dune, having
Yeah.
not seen or read the book, but I've seen Star Wars. I
Yeah.
think that he's going to take a turn for the Kylo Ren and be bad.
Oh, you predict he turns into a bad guy.
Well, I think he alludes to starting a war that he didn't really want to do, but he was starting to look like he was turning bad at the end of Dune because the prophecy was like, you're going to die. But then his
Right.
vision meant that a part of him dies. The innocent part of him dies.
Yeah.
So-
because he kills a dude.
He kills a dude. So, yeah, he's going to Kylo Ren it. And I don't think that he's happy.
Oh, that's sad.
But I don't know if that's right or wrong.
Yeah, it is
But
funny
I'm
that
just like, oh, that's just the Kylo Ren story arc, right?
because according to your thing about like
Or Darth
George
Vader.
Lucas,
It's Darth Vader.
yeah. But according to your thing about George Lucas, like just stealing or basically like seeing Dune and being like, yeah, something like that, but like more palatable. Like George Lucas was like, oh, what if instead of it being like grungy and dark, it's just like everybody has a big party at the end and they play and they play the skulls of their enemies as a
I
xylophone
invented
and
the
everyone's
dumb
having
bears.
a good time.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then there's cute little bears. Yeah. Yeah, this is the adults version of Star Wars.
Yes. This is what it felt like watching it. And I feel like I also had the urge to go and watch it right away again, which I
Yeah.
think people had when they watched Star Wars. They were like, let's
Yeah.
do that again.
Because it's intense. Like it's not a fun escape. It's not like 22 Jump Street or something. But it's still an escape. I still want to go do it again.
Yeah,
I want to
it's
go and
tense.
disappear into that world.
The score was amazing.
So good.
That's our Hans Zimmer for you,
Hans Zimmer's like, hey, I still got it.
we were like,
Hans Zimmer's
yeah.
like, it doesn't matter how old I am. I'm still the same person. Yeah, I'm getting old now, but I can still throw down in the musical room.
But like, wasn't he also like? Didn't he do? Let me look this up. Like Pirates
Yeah.
of the Caribbean. Yeah, he did.
Yes. And
So-
I think we talked about this on the podcast before. He did
Yeah.
Pirates of the Caribbean, and then they reused the music. His
Yeah,
like
it's
assistant,
just Gladiator again.
yeah, his assistant like stole it, or used
Oh, is that
it.
what happened?
Somebody else is credited for the music on that one, I think. But that person was his like protege or like assistant or something. So I think he's
Okay.
like, he probably called up Hans Zimmer and he's like, hey, can I use the dun 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 dun? And he's like, just that? And he's like, yeah, like a bit.
Yeah, just like a little, like the most recognizable part. Can I use that?
Can I use dum
hook.
dum da da dum? He's like, yeah, you can use that.
Yeah, it's all cool. Yes.
Do you think musicians are like that?
Fine. You may use the chorus of the songs that I've made.
You may use the chorus.
The synthesizers. You can use the synthesizers. He's German, right?
Yeah.
Gotta be.
Hey, Bono, do you think I can borrow Squeedly-Doo? Can I borrow that? I just need it for the weekend. Can I borrow Squeedly-Doo?
Yeah, you can use it. You can use that. He's Irish.
Oh, that's Bono. Okay, yeah.
Busting out some new impressions. Bono.
Hey, Zach.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, Zach. Hey,
It's a
Zach
beautiful
de la
day.
Rocha.
Don't you think it's a beautiful day?
I do think it's a very beautiful day.
With
Zach
or
de la
without you?
Zach de la Rocha. Could I borrow? Bam. Can I borrow that, Zach?
Yes, you may. Yes,
Is that what he
you
sounds
may.
like?
I don't know. Zach de la Rocha. Oh, you'd be like Spanish? I don't know. What does he sound like?
The name sounds like it should be Spanish.
I was going to make maybe Russian there.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
mean, Wikipedia says he's an American musician.
Oh, okay. Okay. That's our bad. You know? We assumed wrong. And we're sorry.
Nelly Furtado. Can I borrow? Can I borrow that first part of "I'm Like a Bird"?
She's Puerto Rican, so
She's
yeah,
like
I won't do it.
I was studying up for a Canadian. She's from Victoria.
She's from Victoria, born and bred. Yeah, but you know, I thinks that she speaks with an accent, doesn't she?
I don't know.
She puts it on like
That's a good point.
Alec
she better not.
Baldwin's wife.
What? Is that a thing?
Yeah, she's Alec Baldwin's wife. Like, just it fakes her accent. She's like an American, and she just speaks. It's like she's like one of those people that went to like Australia for a month and came back and was like, "I'm different now. I won't speak different. I have a crazy accent." I went to Australia. I say "How you going?" now. I say "How you going?" Oh, hey,
like,
how you? What is that?
Chris, didn't you go to Australia for 2 weeks?
Right.
Hey, going.
Yeah. That's right. I went to Australia. That's why I'm saying "How you going?" Because again, I went to Australia on a little getaway. Beautiful trip. Lovely time. I learned a lot about myself.
I like pretending that you forgot why you have the accent. Oh shoot! Right.
Oh right. That's right. You know what it is? You know why I spoke that way? I went on a trip. A beautiful little trip. I vacationed.
I was recently vacationing.
Peter's giving me the light. He gave me the
I
light.
wasn't giving you the light. I wasn't giving you. I was trying.
Okay, I guess we're done. You know what? Friends off. I'm gonna go and make a new one. I'm gonna get a new friend that doesn't give me the light.
No, it wasn't.
Jesus, this is a stand-up comedy concert.
Why you gotta call me out every time?
Give me the light. Oh boy, wrap it up. He says, wrap it up, everybody.
Try to find a blow line. Try to find something to end on. I was trying to be producery about it. Like give me the light at the back.
Oh, okay. So now you're the light guy. I guess you're the one who calls when we're done. That's fine. And you know what? I'm calling when we're done. We're done.
This time, it's different. With Peter and Chris. This time, it's different.
This podcast has been brought to you by the Sonar Network.
Sonar!
Oops, drop the podcast.
What if people liked and also subscribed?
I think we're just down here to kill time.